when certain generations speak back, all right, it's viewed as disrespect, all right? Could you just talk a little on that?
When I was raised, and I look at whoever is a Gen Xer here, you never spoke back to authority. You didn't.
But why?
My parents were never in a position where they could speak to their parents back. They were not. They were told and they did. And they had that cultural upbringing of this is what you're supposed to do as a child in the house. So that's the way I was raised. Because I did not like certain aspects of that, when I started raising my children, I allowed a bit of latitude to them.
Zaha, why is the generation pushing back? Why are you just not willing to follow authority? This is what you're told to do and just do it.
That's exactly the problem. We're not choosing to follow authority. Authoritarianism has never worked to produce formidable humans in the first place. It has produced terrorists and narcissistic human beings. The whole idea that we have is that you are allowed to give me your perspective. You're allowed as a parent to show me guidance. But in remembrance of the fact that that is ultimately your experience. And so the type of change that we bring as young people is that we look at life as an obscure space for me to choose to do good with or without your advice.
I've been called disrespectful by virtue of my generation. You need not know me, but by virtue of seeing how I interact with the world around me, the basic assumption is I am disrespectful. We live in a post-colonial world, in a post-colonial nation. Notions of disrespect that we hold, what I would consider disrespectful might not be what the next person necessarily considers disrespectful. And we need to, yet again, contextualize this. What might be considered disrespectful? For instance, in some cultures, I, as a minor or as a child, cannot look at an adult. I must speak to them with my head bowed. And yet I'm sure a vast majority of the people in the room might agree. If I look at an adult, that is not disrespectful. And so the context really gives meaning and weight to the words that we're using.